Hi, welcome to the Shawano County Library's Gardening Tips. My name is Pam, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit about different types of container gardens that are somewhat unique and quirky. So one of mine here is this little orange bird cage that I picked up probably at a thrift sale, and that I potted some English ivy in. I like to put that out in the summer, and then in the winter I bring that in the house. Off to the side here, I have got an all-in-one container garden with all of my herbs and spring vegetables planted in it. So I've got some arugula coming up here, as well as some rosemary. You can see, I don't know if you can zoom in on my radishes here, as well as some basil and parsley, different types of lettuces dispersed throughout, as well as what else have I got in here? Some spinach. So this I am constantly picking off of to make fresh salads. So just continuing on, you really can use anything that appeals to you for a container. And so I've got some lamb's ear planted in these little boots, as well as some variegated hostas. My girlfriend was throwing her child's rubber boots away, and I said, no, I'm going to plant in those. Would you save them for me? In addition, I've got another antique wire bird cage, and if we zoom in here, I've got multiple varieties of succulents. Some of them are in bloom. I've got trailing ground cover type of varieties, some donkey tail, this unique red blooming flower one. Again, this is one that I bring in the house in the winter. It really enjoys being outside, full sun in the summer. Just ways to give your garden some uniqueness to it. So again, here if we can zoom in on this is one of my dad's old work boots, and I've got just some hens and chicks succulents planted in here. These will multiply, and those can be divided. But again, just something different, something cute and quaint, whatever appeals to you. That also comes inside in the winter, and I overwinter it. So here's another really fun piece that I'm especially pleased with. I found this piece of wood, actually in my woods. It's all hollowed out at the back, and I decided I can plant something in that. So of course I put my large blue prince succulent in here, as well as some more ground cover, some donkey tail, and filled it in with just a little bit of moisture protection. Again, this loves the full sun. This comes outside all winter long, and I just overwinter it in my garage. So don't rule out any downed or fallen wood. So a couple of other really cute ideas that I like. This was one of my son's baby shoes that I wanted to do something fun with. I popped some hens and chicks in there. This actually stays outside all winter. The hens and chicks are especially hardy. I found this really cute tin box that my husband punched holes in the bottom of for me. So anything again that appeals to you really would make a good container garden box. Alright, so here is another really fun piece that I like to plant up every year. This is a full shade area in my woods that I've kind of got naturalized in a lot of native species. However, this is a piece of driftwood that we found lying in our woods, and I just inserted some impatiens into this. Again, these do really, really well, very little care. And at the end of the season then, these are not perennials, they're annuals. These just pull out. I like to plant different shade-loving plants in here. Every year, you too could try some different plants every year in your favorite unique gardens. All right, so back to some more unusual and unique gardening containers. My neighbor allowed me to come over and take a look to showcase some of her unique designs. So you can probably see the oil or gas funnel with some grass in it, as well as her outdoor dresser. Looks just stunning. And she's got a milk can here. We can zoom in on that, planted, as well as some really, really cute bird houses and other containers. Yet another unique and cute way to repurpose an old wheelbarrow is to fill it with flowers or a little kitchen garden. So rather than throwing things out, trying to repurpose them. And I'm sure we all have some beautiful areas in our yards where these could be displayed. So continuing on with our unique container gardening, I really love this old copper boiler that's filled with some salvia, some Mexican heather, and some daisies. In addition, I really like the old bed frame that's been made, or the old bed springs that have been made into the sheep. That is just adorable. And here we've got a small little chicken feeder that is filled with some spilling flowers, a couple of maple syrup buckets that are planted as well, and a milk can with some flowering vines in them. Cute little ladder behind it. So here we've got an Ace Handy hauler, an old garden cart planted up. Lots of people would throw these things in the trash or discard them. Instead, my neighbor used these vintage beauties to accent and highlight her garden area. We've got a pipe planted here with some ground sedum, as well as an old chair that was repurposed with some mosses and some sedum. I love the old bread box that is planted up in the old bench beneath it. Give you a little bird's eye view of some additional unique gardens. I especially like this idea, taking an old drawer and planting some vegetables in it. These look to be Brussels sprouts to me. Here we have an old toolbox set on a small ladder and an old window frame painted, as well as another old tin container. Here we've got a watering can planted with succulents, with a couple of teardrops coming out down into this old vintage red chair. Reminds me of something that my grandparents had when I was a little girl. And here's one of my favorites, a beautiful old stone head filled with a wandering Jew. So this is a lot of times seen as a house plant that she has outside for the summer. Here we've got some corkscrew grass planted in an old flower sifter. Old baskets as well as metal pails make really nice container gardens as well. And just to wrap up today's version of Gardening Tips with the Shawano County Library, I'd like to end with a couple of unique ideas here. Just a little berry basket that I've got potted up, as well as a birch bark pocket. There is no right or wrong. It's whatever your personal choice is regarding container gardening. And I hope you took away some fun and interesting ideas today that may appeal to you. Thanks for joining us.